Hello and welcome to another edition of Mama's Gone Wild. I'm Nikki Woods.
And I'm Mary Boyce.
And today we are talking to the lovely Cynthia Bailey about love and relationships and a new book that she has written along with her husband Peter entitled Carry On Baggage.
I like it. And she's also the star. Real Housewives of Atlanta, and one of the stars, and that's really cool. That's one of. I'm sorry.
One of the stars.
One of the stars. Okay. Yes. Okay. Which is one of my favorite shows, so I just have to throw that in.
And she's an entrepreneur in her own right and a fashion diva. So we welcome you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
So tell us, why a book? I mean, you have so many things going on. You have a hit TV show. You have your own fashion empire. Why a book?
Well, my husband and I decided to write a relationship book because our relationship is very misunderstood. Everyone got to know us on our first season of the show, of the Housewives, and we were, for lack of a better word, a hot mess. And a lot of people really, had a lot of opinions about our relationship. So we decided, you know what, they've got to kind of see us come full circle at this point. This is our third season on the show. We wanted to just kind of set the record straight and really tell you guys, really our story, like really what it is.
Okay, let's go back for just a second, because you said your relationship was a hot mess. Was it really a hot mess, or was that how it was perceived from the inside out? Was it a hot mess?
It really was a hot mess.
Okay.
Okay. The money was messed up. We really lost a lot of money with Uptown. Everything you guys saw was pretty accurate. Peter was obviously not in a great mood ever because, he was losing his butt, and I wasn't that happy about it because I was sinking with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the biggest problems with relationships is finances. And I had never, it was kind of a new relationship. We had never struggled together in any way. So it was kind of like, okay, well, last week we're in love. Now we're like, ain't got no money.
Right.
So like, even, now this isn't fun anymore. So we had to overcome all of those things. And it wasn't easy. But again, we hung in there. We supported each other. I mean, there was a lot of conflict between us. I mean, we definitely, it wasn't like a lot of lovey-dovey stuff going on that first year. I can tell you that, because we were really stressed out. But we got past it. And I think in relationships, sometimes you just have to ride with a person. And it ain't fun all the time because you don't feel like it, because it's more fun when everything is together. And we got through it. And again, you guys got to kind of see us come full circle. Our vow renewal in Anguilla was amazing. That was kind of like the wedding we didn't get the first time in our minds. So we're moving forward, and we just really wanted to share with everyone really, our whole story, how we met, how we even got on the show, because I knew Peter long before I ever actually, started dating him. So it's a lot. It's a good story.
Well, as a fan of the show, let me just say that even though you did have a lot of drama, you held it together better than a lot of people that had drama. You always come off to me as a person, the more level-headed person, the person that has a lot of class all the time, and that really shines through. And I think that you're a good role model when you hear a lot of things about people on reality shows and the fighting and stuff. The only thing, you know what your little issues with. You've had a couple of issues with some of the ladies, but it never gets like really ugly and really. Yeah.
But I guess because I guess my question is, because we talk about you got to stick through it, and you got past it, and you got over the hump. How did you do that? Right. Because so many of us get to that point, and we're just like, you know what, and you throw up the deuces and you leave. What gave you the strength to stick it out and stay through?
It was a struggle. I don't ever want to make it seem like it was easy, because it really wasn't. I mean, we didn't like each other a lot of days. We definitely, argued a lot. I carried a lot of resentment because I kind of blamed Peter, because I kind of bought into the Peter Thomas dream of like, I'm moving from New York City. I'm in love. This is going to be great. In the restaurant. The only thing I didn't count on was actually being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We never saw that coming. That was just like, oh, okay. So it was kind of like for us, once all that happened, once we signed on for the show, everything just went like fast forward, like really, really fast. And we lived it on TV and we lived it in real life, which really kind of sucked because living it on TV was hard enough, trust me, because people have a lot of opinions. But we were really dealing with these things, and it was difficult. It was difficult. I think we got through it because at the end of the day, we really do love each other. Even though we didn't like each other now for that first year.
Right.
Don't lie. But at the end of the day, I never felt like, I just wanted to just throw in the towel and just walk away and be like, okay, this is horrible now. I'm done. And I don't think he did. So
well, you
we
said
just had to just keep going.
Yeah. You said there were some misconceptions that you wanted to clear. What is the thing that you think people think about your relationship that isn't true?
I think the first season on our show, again, because, Peter's a real alpha man. He really is a guy's guy, a man's man, true Jamaican brother, okay? He is the kind of dude that really wants to take care of his family. He really wants that control and power where he's like, baby, we doing this, we doing that. And, when you don't have no money in your pocket, you lose a lot of that power. And that really was a problem for him. And I felt like he was upset about that. He just couldn't be himself. And with that, his tone was crazy a lot. He just came off a little hard a lot of times. And I think I kind of was portrayed looking a little more submissive, which I'm really not at all, really. But at that time in our life, I just felt like, you know what? You got us in this boat. You got to get us out of it. And I just ended up being a little resentful for a long time about it. And we really had to talk to somebody about that because I couldn't let it go. Like I just, when you get stuck, I just was still stuck in, well, if you hadn't done this, we wouldn't be in this boat.
Right.
Like we're like workaholics now. Now our problem is we work too much because my fear is being back there. I don't go back. That's not a fun place to be. Having a partner is great, being in love is great, but being able to afford things is great as well. So I'm all about like, let's go get this money.
So, and you brought up a good point earlier about finances being like one of the biggest causes of breakups in relationships or stress in relationships. What is your advice before marriage to find out about the person that you're dating or that you're with when it comes to the finances in order to try to make things a little bit smoother?
Well, finances, again, is definitely one of the biggest things that can break up a relationship. So you will be tested. If you get with somebody and they got all this money and then all of a sudden they don't have it, not that was our situation. I'm just giving you an example. You're going to be tested because now you're going to be really working in a situation where you're like, okay, I'm in this situation because I just want to be here. It's not about the money. It's not about the 500 sitting outside. It's not about the vacation. It's not about the lubricants. This is really because I want to be with you. So my advice beforehand, I guess, would just be true to yourself and decide, hey, would I like this man even if he didn't have no money? He's great with money, but what if he didn't have no money? But I still like this man. And if the answer is yes, then you were the right guy. If the answer is no, then, maybe, you guys should rethink it.
So were you all ever at the point where you were thinking of divorcing? Had it gotten to that point? Or was it always like, okay, we have this big problem, but we're committed and we're gonna work together?
We never really used the divorce word a lot. Because that's a big word, divorce, especially after we just kind of got married. We just recently celebrated our 3-year anniversary. So it hasn't been that long. However, there was definitely a lot of, I would definitely pop off and be like, well, I can always go back to New York and figure it out,
Right.
And he could, and then of course, he had to say what he had to say. So it was just a lot of like, well, if you don't want to do this no more, then you let me know. We didn't say that definitely. I popped off, he popped off. You know how when you pop off, you say a lot of things, and you know what it is.
So now I know that, you've been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a few seasons now. Would you do it again if in retrospect? Obviously you enjoy it or it brings something to your life because you keep signing up for it. But would you in retrospect do it again?
Would I continue to
Or would you start it all?
What's that?
I said, or would you start it all? If you knew that this was how it was going to be in your life under a microscope, would you have signed up in the beginning?
Right. If I knew, I guess the question is, if I knew what I know now, then before I got on the show, would I have done it?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. The answer to that question would be yes. Yes, because I didn't know I could be the person I am right now. I didn't know I could be on a reality TV show. And I know that I can now. I didn't know that I could be on a TV show with 6 crazy women. And I know that I can do that now. I was definitely out of my comfort zone when I got on the show. And I have to tell you, I've grown a lot on the show. I've definitely evolved in a lot of different ways. It's not always like the funnest show to do because there's a lot of drama and a lot of conflict. But I have to say, at the end of the day, I feel like it has definitely led me right to where I am right now. It's just made me a stronger person. It's just made me stronger. The platform is amazing. Before I got on the show, just from being in the fashion industry for so many years, a lot of people may have recognized my face or may have recognized my name, but a lot of times they didn't put it together. They're like, oh, I've seen her before, but they didn't know that was Cynthia Bailey. Or they would say, oh, I've heard of Cynthia Bailey, but they didn't know what I look like. Mm-hmm. The show definitely has given me a voice. And I feel like I had the face already from the fashion industry, but I never had a voice. And an amazing platform. My school, the Bailey Agency School of Fashion, like all of that evolved on the show. So absolutely, I would do it again. I would do it again 100 times because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I never felt like I was like, hey, yeah, Cynthia Bailey would be great for reality TV. I felt like God led me to this, and I accepted it, and I did it. And I can't imagine what my life would be like if I didn't do it, because now I'm involved with so many things. Again, I was talking about my pageant last night. I had 75 girls that flew in from all over the country to be a part of this. Like, I feel like I'm really making a difference in my way on this show. Now,
awesome.
We got a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome.
I'm helping the kids now. I'm doing a lot of good stuff as well.
So tell us how they can find out more about your school.
Okay. For information on the Bailey Agency, please go on to the BaileyAgencySchoolOfFashion.com. That's the BaileyAgencySchoolOfFashion.com. And all things Cynthia, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Cynthia Bailey 10. Cynthia Bailey, the number 10 behind my name. All things fashion.
All right. And we can find out about the book there also, where to purchase the book.
Yes, you'll also be able to find out about Carry On Baggage. It should be released September 15th.
Oh, wow.
It's an excellent read. You guys definitely want to read this. Me and Peter and I were very honest.
Well, we can tell you're honest, Cynthia. Right. If nothing else, we get you're honest.
I was going back reading the book like, oh my God. Trust me.
All right. Well, we thank you.
Good. I won't read it again. It's good.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for sharing your story with us and talking about relationships right here on Tom Joyner TV. I'm Nikki Woods.
I'm Mary Boyce. Stay wild.